Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to Keith and Glory.
We're not sorry. Your new favorite podcast where two lifelong best friends bring you lighthearted banter on all things pop culture, fashion, music, and everything in between. With 30 years of friendship under our belts, we're diving into hot topics, real life stories, and playful debates. And we want to bring you along for the ride. And we're back, Glory.
Welcome back, Milano. How are ya?
God, I've been getting called Milano a few times.
I'm sure you have. I've been getting texts from my friends being like Milano, like, the cry emoji. I've got a lot of feedback on Milano. I think it was a hit. Oh my God, what a week, Keith. This has been a roller coaster of a week, but like more highs than lows. But oh my gosh, like we launched this week our podcast on Tuesday. It was insane, the outreach of like love and support. And I mean, can we talk? We made it to number one on the charts. Like, can we talk about it?
We made it to number one in like the fashion and beauty art charts in Canada. We made it up to number two in the total arts charts in Canada and in the US.
I think we were 36. Don't quote me on 36 or 38, but like insane for the volume of podcasts that happen in the United States of America. Like Keith, I'd say we successfully launched. And I just want to thank everybody who listened and who liked and who downloaded. I have one request and a challenge for every listener on this today. If you could share or like with 3 friends this week, we would really appreciate it. So 3 friends, that's the challenge for the listeners. Share the podcast with 3 people. That's my request.
Yeah,
please,
it was
please.
Great to be able to like read the comments, get the messages, the DMs from everybody, and like old friends reaching out, laughing, and just it was a great week.
Great start.
For the podcast.
And I'm going to tell you, like, not to want, but I started my week really, really low. My beloved dog of 16 years, Coco Beware. She was a wild Boston Terrier, passed away on Saturday in our home. Yeah. And it was, that was the first time I've lost like a dog, and they're just like such a part of your family. It's amazing, even just the sound in your house, like it feels quiet, and it's just, I find myself still looking around corners and like thinking, it's going to take a bit of time. It's just a
new normal with
a new normal
stuff like that. Yeah.
Anyway, so I would like actually for our drink, I know we're going to get into our drink of the week, but I'd actually like to toast. I'd like a little toast to my doggie today and toast to her.
Little Cokes.
Coke
I named Coco 16
years
ago.
Coco and Car.
She had a special place in my heart. And, Carl's half Boston Terrier. So we're carrying a little bit of Coco over here in Canada. Cheers.
All right. Well, to Coco. Cheers. Cheers to Coco. So what are you drinking this week, Kiki?
Well, I'm kind of excited about it because I have been waiting. I follow this like candy hunting, they're called, on Instagram, where it's like kind of like new things coming out.
My daughter probably does too, I'm sure.
I know. Apparently the kid in me.
Okay.
And I've been seeing this 7-Up Zero Sugar Shirley Temple. So this week I've got a Dirty Shirley.
Okay, like I like the name Dirty Shirley, but that sounds, if I'm going to be honest, disgusting.
Oh,
I don't like a sweet. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I'd have to try it, but I'm not.
What are you drinking?
Sweet drink. I'm having a Greyhound this week, so like a grapefruit vodka or a pamplemousse.
Okay.
Vodka. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, I just felt like I'm not a sweet, but I'll do a grapefruit is where it's at, just like Sutton on the Beverly Hills. Okay.
That's so summer.
Channeling. Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's actually super nice. It was like 75 here today. I saw a bumblebee, like spring has starting to sprung. I know.
It is minus 37 here.
Oof, no, thank you.
Carl is taking no walks. I let him. He's like, run. I'm like, you have to pee. Like, it is crazy.
Can I tell you, I've lost every Canadian cold power in my entire body. Like, I love Canada. I will always wear my own, but I will never bear that cold for more than a week or two ever.
And when I was there this summer, it was so hot and it was kind of the summer, so it was either raining or super hot, but either way, I was dripping with the sweat or rain. And you were in a blazer and jeans. And I'm like, how are you able to wear that in this heat?
I'm telling you, your blood thins.
Yeah, you climatized.
It's a thing. I'm actually heading to Canada on Friday. going up to my lake house in Northern Ontario
Oh,
with the kids.
fun.
Yeah, can I tell you that my kids would rather go on a winter vacation than a summer vacation? Like, they would do snow all day, every day, rather than a beach,
Well, you
which
always kinda want what you don't have.
yeah, yeah.
Like,
Anyway, I'm
girls
looking forward
with
to it.
curly hair always want straight hair,
Right.
you know?
I can yeah. Anyway, what are we getting into today? What's on the go?
Well, first, I think we have to talk about the Grammys.
I agree. Yeah. Wow. What a there's a lot of chatter about the Grammys online.
I mean,
Like, it's what's a thing.
some people
Before
trying
we get
too
oh,
hard to get us talking about them, but I'm sure we're gonna talk
we'll
about
get
them.
into that. Yeah. I feel like I want to start with the fashion. I feel like in all these award shows, I'm obsessed with the fashion. The Grammys actually do like because you get the music element as well. And
Yeah,
I love that. But I mean,
and the
it's all about
fashion's a
fashion.
lot edgier. It's not just like the kind of
Yeah.
frilly Oscar kinda dresses, like, people could bring it.
You can bring it, you can actually go next level, but I think some people went a little too next level. So, let's start with my
Let's
faves.
talk.
Yeah. I think my winner of the night is actually Cardi B. She was in Roberto Cavalli, and it just screamed Grammys. Like, it was very shiny, it was very fitted, it was, anyway, it was a really, really she looked beautiful, her curves looked
Loved it.
beautiful. Yeah, it was good. I have a couple more. Miley Cyrus in Saint Laurent. Did you see her? She
Yeah,
looked beautiful. I mean, she is beautiful, but she can
except
go from, like, different you don't know what Miley you're gonna get, you know what I mean?
totally.
Yeah.
And except the hair, I found like it was, like, cut here, like, kind of midway, chunk of a layer, and then it went longer at the back, or
I don't know,
I
I
just
liked it
thought it
better
was
than maybe that old remember she was doing that kinda, like, that huge bouffant for a while, so I think
right,
this was better, yeah.
yeah. She's someone who
Charlie
changes her look all the time, and,
which I like,
like
which I appreciate, right? I think
totally,
they all
she's like
should.
kinda Madonna, kinda reinvents herself.
Yeah. One of your, I know, hot topics is Charli XCX. She nailed it for her, okay? Like, she nailed it. She had this beautiful, like, kind of like beautiful greeny, chiffon dress. It was John Paul Gaultier, and it was couture, and it was just but she paired it with kind of like a boot. Did you see it?
Yeah,
Anyway,
she
it
looked
was
so good.
so good. 5 stars. And I know, like, you have a thing we've talked about Charli XCX, like,
I
take
don't
it
think we
away.
have on the podcast, but please let
Oh,
me.
okay, please do.
Let's just do a little quick mini educate the straight here because
Educate the straight.
Charlie XCX is right now, I would say, the queen of the party gays, I would say. You know, the young party gays. She came out with this album, Brat. Now, for one, Charlie XCX has been around for years. Like, she has written songs for everybody, like Olivia Rodrigo, everybody. She was in that song years ago, Fancy, with Iggy Azalea.
Okay.
She sung the hook in the chorus, I'm so fancy, you know, that little part.
Right.
And, so she never really hit it big. I was never a huge fan of her music. Probably her biggest song was that I don't care.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep,
great
okay.
song.
Mhm.
But she came out with this album and this Brat album, and she came out with it in June. And she won 3 Grammys for it, by the way. But it just came out, and they're like, the marketing scheme was genius because she chose for the album cover this visceral green. She wanted it to be kind of like ugly, like, right? And
Yeah.
now everybody has adapted this Brat green. She has won so many awards this year. She's got a campaign on Skims. She won Variety Star of the Year. She's has really blown up in a way of kind of embracing her authentic self, saying whatever she wants, doing whatever she wants. And the whole Brat essence is why young party gays have really attached to it, is because it's just kind of like this like attitude, like don't care, like just like be you. And it's
I
like,
love that. That's
and
what
I
my
mean,
whole
everybody has embraced that. Kamala Harris talked about being Brat, and like
yeah.
it has just been huge. She hosted SNL. She was the musical guest. Now she's in movies. She's in a period movie coming out, like and then she's created her own movie for A24. Like it has been her year,
Yep.
and she has been blown up, especially in the gay world. She went out on this sweat tour. Her and I talked about him last episode, Troy Sivan, the king of the twinks,
Mhm.
and they did this massive concert, like arena tour together, and it just kind of blew up. And anyway, it's just like, it's funny on her SNL monologue, she said, like, "Oh, I haven't heard of Charli XCX," somebody in the audience, and she's like, "You must be straight." So anyway,
Yeah.
if her
Anyway, she's blown up. Brat summer, brat fall they had, right? Is it brat
brought 'em,
winter? Oh,
brought 'em.
brought 'em. Right, right, right. And was there a brat winter?
Well, I mean, I think we're in Brinter now.
Oh, is that what they called it? Okay.
Well, no, I don't know.
Anyway, okay, thank you for educating. I think she really, for her, she brought it.
And one more thing, I have to talk about her performance that closed out the Grammys. She did, of course, her first song, Von Dutch, that she released from the album, and the next, Guess, where her one with she remixed it with Billie Eilish, and it
Mhm,
blew up.
mhm.
So she's remixing, or she's performing Guess on stage, and she has all this crowd with her, and it's all like the cool New York downtown it girls. So she has everybody from like Rich Shazam to like Quen Blackwell to Julia Fox was on stage with her. And of course, she's a huge fan of Julia Fox because one of her most famous songs is 360. I'm So Julia, kind of making Julia Fox a verb.
We'll talk
Um,
about Julia in a minute here.
Julia Fox is Brat, right?
Okay,
Like,
yeah,
anyway, the performance was amazing. Check it out, YouTube, TikTok, wherever.
she nailed
But
it.
the fashion, Glory.
Okay, yeah. So I have 2 actually. Taylor Swift, I thought she looked beautiful. I thought she head to toe, the leg out. She was in Vivienne Westwood. It was a really beautiful kind of red. Yeah, maybe it was a little understated, but she looked beautiful. And then the last
Yeah.
one was Kelsey Ballerini. She was in Tamara Ralph, but it was this really cute black mini dress with this kind of white overcoat look. She looked really pretty. So those are my top. Let's get to the worst,
Okay, I
okay?
have a few of these.
Okay, I'm gonna start with Lady Gaga, like, wah,
Yeah.
wah, wah, wah. She was in Vivienne Westwood, but she looked like a witch. It looked
Yeah.
Halloween-y. It didn't land. I like, it didn't land for
And
me.
then they
Yeah.
keep showing her this clip of her dancing to Guess when Charlie's performing, and she's gyrating and like pushing Bruno Mars. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sorry, don't take my gate card. I'm not the biggest Gaga fan. I'm just gonna put it out there. Even though I
Don't
did
take his
see
gay card.
her when she just released Just Dance, she opened for the New Kids on the Block on their reunion tour.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, and then I have one more, and then I wanna get to Julia Fox. Jaden Smith. So I'm gonna go to the boys. Did you see what he
Okay,
was
that's who
wearing?
I wanted to talk about.
Oh, like, I mean, there's edgy, and then there's just stupid. Like, you're wearing a
So who
house on your
made it?
head. Louis Vuitton.
Yeah,
It was
okay.
the
So
House
that's
of Vuitton. Yep.
Pharrell that does the men's of Louis Vuitton, right?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
So I mean, like, Louis
Yeah.
Vuitton has like they go there. Like they have this new uh collaboration with this I'm not gonna talk about that. I don't know his name, Mark Ami or something.
Let's just keep going. Yep. Anyway, Jaden Smith, I get that you're trying to I am about a fashion risk, you know that about me, but then sometimes it doesn't land. I didn't think that
That
landed.
was a big house on his head. Yeah, like
It looked like a house on your head, yeah.
yeah.
Okay, let's get to Julia Fox. So I wanna say, I know you're a huge Julia Fox fan, and actually, I wanna say I didn't even really know who she was until she started dating Kanye, and then she sort of,
Me
like,
either.
became more mainstream. I read her book because he told me to read her book. It was a really good book, and actually made me really like her.
Yeah, Down the
However,
Drain. It's called Down the Drain by Julia Fox.
read it if you're looking for a really kind of it was really interesting. However, can we talk about her outfit? Yes, okay, show some skin. I get it. She's trying to be edgy. And I know that she is like known for her fashion choices, but she's wearing these like yellow rubber gloves. It was ugly.
Yeah.
It was not fashion
What I do
couture.
love about her fashion, and she even had a reality show called OMG Fashion, and,
She had a fashion line.
yeah, and
Mhm.
she's all about kind of reconstructing and making things out of things, so I'm sure that wasn't I don't know who made her outfit, but I'm sure it wasn't some big designer, it was probably somebody she saw their look on Instagram, liked it, and had them make something, like, that's
I
kind of where she gets her stuff.
I get it, but it didn't fall. It didn't I've seen some outfits that I'm like, "Yeah, you nailed it. I like it. It's edgy. It's different. Got it." Like, who wants like rubber gloves? Like, come on.
Yeah, but do
Okay.
read her book.
Do you read her book? The
Yeah.
last one that everyone's talking about, and of course, we're all talking about it because they wanted us to all talk
Yeah.
about it. But let's just talk about it. Bianca Censori, Kanye's wife. So
Yeah.
I wonder if it was awkward with like, I guess they didn't stay, but Julia Fox and Bianca, because they were sort of like next. She was the next girlfriend coming in, wasn't she? After Bianca,
Yeah,
or
well,
after Julia, I mean.
but
Yeah,
Bianca wore a see-through dress.
right. So Bianca wore nothing. She wore I mean, I'm sure everybody knows listening. She wore like a fishnet or
Yeah.
like pantyhose dress, and it was a whole stunt. And it's
They were looking
Kanye's
for
thing.
attention,
Yeah,
even though 7 years ago, Kanye was screaming at Kim for being too provocative and sexy, and now he's carting around this naked woman pretty much all the time, wrapped in
it's all
Saran
about
wrap or
publicity.
whatever.
It's so calculated, like, and then when you read Julia's book, she talks about when she started dating him, and he would be, like, sending racks of clothes, like, just even, like, first 2 dates, "Here's
Yeah.
clothes that you need to be wearing if we're gonna be photographed together." Like, who
Yeah,
wants to be that superficial and calculated? Like,
and, like,
no.
they were looking for attention, let's not give them any more.
Let's not, but you know what? It worked, and then the whole comment about his wife was, like, the most, Googled or researched girl on the internet, like,
Yeah.
anyway,
Anyway, we're not giving them any more
let's not get more air. But
not
anyway, those
on
are my
this
best and worst.
podcast.
Yeah, not on my so what else when are we getting into your diaries this time?
Well, why don't we start?
My
I
favorite.
have just a few today,
Okay.
and, yeah, let's just get into them. January 26th, 1988.
Okay.
"Hey,
Bobby?
Bobby,
Oh.
how are you?" "I'm fine," or "Comme ci, comme ça" in French.
Oh! We grew up in Canada where we had we spoke French immersion. Did you do French immersion? No.
No,
Oh, okay,
no.
no. Comme ci, comme ça. Okay.
I had fun at school today. Me and my ex-girlfriend kept on singing. We decided that we were going to be a group. We were singing "Tell It to My Heart" by Taylor Dane.
Oh,
Gotta
good
go.
song.
Love
I gotta
you.
go. Did you say your ex-girlfriend?
I
Yeah.
guess.
Oh, okay.
I mean, and
Do you
singing
remember who that
Taylor
was?
Dane, which is still like a iconic gay dance song.
Totally, and I love that you were singing that.
You know? Okay, so brings us to the next day. It was just a little short entry on January 27th. "Hey, Bobby, I have homework, so I better go. Love, Keith.
Oh.
PS, very hard homework."
Oh.
Like, just so
These are no
dramatic
these are
here.
riveting, I tell ya.
Okay, so I have 2 more. This
Okay.
one, I just love this. This one gets back to, "Bobby, my man, how's she go?
I was gonna open with that, I forgot. How's she go?
How's she go? I'm pretty cool. I just wrote in Mac. Mac is my school diary. Don't get jealous. You'll"
Oh! I was Oh, you
I
have
had no
2.
diary. I named them all.
I think most school diary. I thought you were talking about your MacBook, but I guess you didn't have those back then.
No, I guess we would call it a MacBook. It was just my okay, so anyway,
Don't get
don't get
jealous.
jealous. You're the one I put all my personal stuff in. My
Oh,
my teacher reads my other one.
okay.
Love, Keith. Okay, so I need to get my hands on that journal.
I think it's gonna sound boring.
And then we're starting the, new month, February 1st. "Hi, Bob. How are you?" "I'm fine. I'm going to have a bath soon. I love a girl now."
Oh!
Her
Who is
name's
it?
Melanie. I just taped some songs for my best friend. I was just thinking about me reading this when I'm famous and older and getting in touch with them. I hope I spelled their names right.
Oh! Well, if that is not like force like, I mean, you are manifesting there,
I mean,
kid.
I
I know.
always thought I
But
hope
do
I
you
spelled
remember
their
who
names
Melanie
right.
is? Do you remember that?
Well, I omitted her last name, but oh yes, I remember you, Melanie.
Oh, Melanie, if
You
you're
probably still
listening,
got
your
a thing
first.
for me.
Ah!
Um, anyway, so I hope I spelled their name right. I can't wait to get old. When I'm older, I'm gonna go to dances all the time. I can't wait till I'm old so I can cruise the strip in my new car with all my friends. I don't know if I thought I was growing up in the 1950s. Nobody cruises the strip. That's all
Oh
for now. Love KJM.
my
And like, it's so funny reading this journal and even thinking back to myself growing up. And I feel like the best advice that I give, like my niece and nephew and like my friends' kids and stuff. When I was growing up, all I did was wish to get to the next stage. You
Yeah.
know, like I wanted to be older. I hung out with older people. I
Yep.
wanted to, you know, be doing older things all the time. And I feel like I wished away my youth and I never like enjoyed the time because I was always looking at the next thing and I always wanted to be older.
I think that's super common. Like, I even like even younger years. Oh, you're in fifth grade. I want to be, my daughter, she has two older stepbrothers now. And, she wants to be doing she wants to drive the golf cart. We live in a golf cart community. She wants to drive the golf cart. I'm like, you can't till you get a license, but
I
like, it's not fair. Yeah.
know.
Yeah. I know. Don't wish away your years. I
I
have to say, of
know.
all my decades, though, I want to say, like in my adult decades, I love my 40s. It has been my favorite decade in
Me
my
too.
adult years. Really? Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
when you're younger, you're so scared to get older, and when you're older, you just have this new sense of confidence and new
yeah.
like, it is you get better, and actually, I was just, listening to this podcast on what Oprah said, "50s are the best years, and you have the best to
Maybe
look
because
forward
you're
to."
like getting into retirement stuff. I don't know. 40s is where my kids are getting older. So they're not like, you're not chasing them around.
Yeah,
You're financially stable. You don't really give to, whatever, what people think about you. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. It's a
I
great era.
I'm embracing my age and I love it. I think when I was younger and I was like 25, 30, and now I'm like,
My
I kind
God.
of embraced 40. And what I love about being old is something I'm not sorry about this week.
Okay, what is it?
I am not sorry about embracing my age and loving all these new things that I never thought I did. When I was young, I always thought I had the biggest FOMO. Like I could never miss a night out or anything, right? Like,
Right.
and now that I'm getting older, like there's nothing better than like, um, waking on a Sunday night when you don't work on a Monday. Or, like, fresh sheets, like crawling into fresh sheets at
Yeah,
night.
I
Like,
love
I
a
love
nice,
that,
fresh made bed. Yeah, that is a
right?
nice thing. Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
sorry about getting older. And at the same time, I have to say, I'm also not sorry about being young at heart. I find I am young at heart with, I kind of follow trends, listen to music. My job keeps me young at heart, being around like
Totally.
these amazing 10 and 11-year olds that like
Yeah.
I get to experience recess. Like in my job, I actually feel like I'm living like my Tonight Show host dreams. Like I have my own like little stand-up monologue and we play games and like
I
everybody,
mean, Keith,
yeah.
you get like, can I just say to the world, Keith is the best teacher in the entire world. You get rave reviews every year. Like, I want to be in your class. I'm sure it's just fun and
Well,
entertaining, and
yeah.
like everyone wants to be in
I
Mr.
think I
Maj's
said
class.
before, I'm lucky to love my job and
Yeah,
I love
you're
it.
good at it. Yeah.
And what do you have a
I
story about?
Well, I mean, so I wanted to say before we get into what I'm not sorry about, I still want to fight my aging as long as I can. So, I think what I like
Okay.
about the 40s is I still feel like I still kind of, you still feel kind of young. Like I feel like this when I start getting to my 50s, like I don't know, and 60, I don't know, like I feel like I can
Okay.
still go out with my girlfriends and yeah. But I'm fighting it. And so like I'm going to get into some of my favorite like things like treatments and things we're doing in
Okay,
a little
let's do
bit.
that.
Yeah. But for aging wise, what I'm not sorry for and like what I was sorry for back in the day, which if I would have told my younger self not to do, is like, do you remember back in the day when you just lay in the tanning bed all day long? Like that was the thing to do.
Yeah.
I'm not sorry for spray tans. Like spray tans make you feel in terms of aging. Like we're talking about aging here today.
Yep.
So that's what I'm not sorry about. It makes you feel a little It
I
just
feel like
makes you
spray
feel
tan's got a real bad name from Jersey Shore, and,
right.
like, it was just that orange, and people don't realize that, oh, there's other colors you could choose.
You can get them natural now, it's organic, like, you don't have to get it's a whole thing, but you don't have to lay in the sun, like, don't as you age,
Oh,
stay out of the sun as much as you can because it
yes. S
definitely does damage, and I wish I knew that back in the
Absolutely.
day.
Yes, I
Yeah.
know, like, thinking back in the day, I was a lifeguard and, you know, not only was sunscreen not really a thing, but I would
Mhm.
put baby oil, so, you would get your
Yeah,
first coat like, your first coat was a burn, and you're like, "Alright, now I'm ready for summer." Like, I
I
think
know.
back and I'm like, "Oh my god." You have to
We
be
did
so
some
careful with
damage. I
that
did some
sun.
damage, yeah.
Um,
Anyway
Speaking of aging, I have a new little game for us today.
oh god, here we go.
I want you to guess who is younger. I'm gonna give you 2 names that most people will know,
Okay,
and tell me which one you think is younger.
okay.
First one, Jennifer Aniston or Angelina Jolie?
Ooh, I think Jennifer Aniston is older.
Older, okay. And how many years?
I don't know, 5?
I think you're pretty darn close, Glory.
Oh, really? Okay.
Jennifer Aniston's 55 and Angelina Jolie's 49.
Wow. Jennifer Aniston's
Yeah.
55. I mean, let's talk about someone who's defying age. Like,
I
she
mean,
looks
it's Hollywood and money. Like,
I mean,
she has no secret except for the number to her surgeon.
yeah, but she's always looked good. She's always taken
Yeah,
care of
she does it
herself.
naturally. She
Yeah.
does the work naturally, which is
Yeah.
good, okay? What about, Ramona Singer or Countess Luann de Lesseps, 2 Real Housewives of New York
I think
City?
Ramona's older for
She
sure.
is.
She's
Guess how old Ramona is?
like, I think she's older than I really wanna guess, like, maybe close to 70?
Yeah, she's 68,
I
and
don't I believe it. Yeah.
she looks good.
She
She
looks
looks
good for
good.
68. Yep.
Yep.
And what about the Countess? How old is
Countess
she?
Luann is 59.
Hmm, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Those
I thought I'd
if you
go a
don't know
little.
who those people are, they're the old New York Real Houses of New York City.
Yep,
Yep.
and I'm going Bravo again.
Okay.
Who do you think is older, Bronwyn Newport, the newbie on The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, or Sheena Shea, the old school Vanderpump Rules?
Mm. I think Bronwyn's young, right? Like, I feel like she doesn't look that
Well, let
young,
me
but
tell you, this is a trick question because 'cause they're both the same age, so if you guess
oh,
one age and isn't that
okay.
crazy? Bronwyn and Sheena are the same age?
No, like, I feel like we grew up with Sheena because she would remember when she was, like, like, so you probably
She was on
still
the
think of her
hills
young
before Vanderpump even.
was she?
Yeah, she
Oh, I
was
didn't know that.
friends with Spencer was friends with this bartender, and I don't know, yeah.
Okay, so how old are they?
They're 39.
Wow. Yep, okay.
Yeah. Okay, what about Kim K or Paris Hilton?
Oh god. Mm, maybe Kim K?
They're the same age. Guess how old?
I think Kim's close to my age. I think she's 40, 44, 45.
Yeah, 44,
Yep.
Glory.
Okay.
Okay, what about J Lo or Eva Longoria?
Eva Longoria is older.
No, J Lo.
Oh,
J Lo's
okay.
55. Eva's a young, spry 49.
Hmm.
Okay,
J-Lo looks
what?
great for her age too. Like, let's talk about I mean,
I
that's stuff
mean,
I get it, but she still looks good.
what about you or Kim Zolciak Biermann?
Oh god. Um, I'm probably older than her.
Same age.
Oh, okay, same age. Do you know that my makeup artist is good friends with her? I was talking to her, I was like, "I wanna bring her on the show." She's going through so
I
much stuff right now, yeah.
imagine. In the model world, what about Cindy Crawford or Naomi Campbell, who like are defying age?
Totally. Cindy Crawford, I think I don't know. Naomi Campbell maybe older?
No, Cindy's
Cindy
older.
Crawford, okay, yeah, okay.
58.
58,
Yeah,
wow. How
Naomi's
about
54.
her daughter is, like,
Oh, yeah.
beyond I just saw her in that movie, the Saturday Night Live movie. Did you watch
Yeah,
that? Yeah,
so
it was
good.
good. Yeah,
So good.
she's beautiful.
Last one, we talked about him earlier, me or Kanye?
Oh god. I think You're older.
We're we're the same age. Me and Ye, as they
You
call
and
them.
Yay. You okay. Well,
Yeah,
good.
so anyway, it's so crazy to look at people's age like that, like Cindy Crawford, 58 years old, Naomi Campbell, 54.
I know they're doing a lot of stuff.
Kate
Listen,
Moss is 50.
let
Like,
me tell you, there's some crazy treatments out there right now that I feel like we need to talk about. Like the
let's go.
latest one that is like so that's crazy to me, and I have not done it, is the salmon sperm facials.
I've heard of
Oh,
this.
like, grosses me up. So, like, people are doing this, like, apparently it helps with, like, healing, like, cuts and wounds, it helps with acne. It, like, apparently has super, like, huge benefits to your
Well,
skin.
so does, Clearasil, kids. So if you're not if you're out of salmon sperm and you have a zit, try Clearasil.
Well,
Is
this
that what
helps
it's
with
called? Clearasil?
Clearasil, yeah.
Yeah.
This helps with, like, cell migration, apparently. So, anyway, that's the new one fad that I have not
I've
tried yet. Yeah.
seen it, I've heard of it, yes.
The other one that I have tried is these like lasers. So like I think when you get into my, it's all about your cell rejuvenation, right? So I did it was called an erbium laser, like I think right before Christmas. And let me tell you,
Oh,
did you
I
see
saw the
pictures?
pictures.
It was a weekend you stay at home because it was not pretty. Like my whole skin melted off. But
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
still
It was like Freddy Krueger.
it
And
was
I was
Freddy
like,
Krueger.
"Oh," like, she's like, "Yeah, okay, well, give me a little warning, sent me a picture." And like, "Oh, we'll have to put it on the
Oh,
podcast one day."
no, we do not have to
But
surface that
it
picture
was
ever,
jarring, and I was like, "Oh my god, somebody hurt Glory."
but I really noticed a difference, and you get the benefits up to, like, 4 or 5 months, like, it tightens all your skin, and so, like, for
Wow.
women in your and men in your 40s, if you're looking to sort of, get a little
Yeah.
bit of a boost. We all talk about Botox and all these fillers and all that, but if you're not taking care of your skin properly underneath that, it's kind of like a Band-Aid over the cut.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's all
Sorry, let me pause you there and talk about men and Botox. What are the thoughts?
I think
And
a
I'm not trying
little
to
is
trick you like my
okay.
audience.
I well, I know you okay, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that online, but anyway,
Yeah,
yeah, okay, I know you get it, but I think there's an overdo on a man where it
totally.
looks super fake and and on women too, like, I there's you can overdo it. A lot
Yeah.
of people can overdo the fillers, the whatever. So I think it's, like, really about finding someone that knows what they're doing, but I don't mind a little bit of a wrinkle on a man. Like, I feel like men
No.
are
And
okay to let their hair go gray and, like, have a little bit of, like, a you know what
yeah.
I mean? Yeah,
Yeah, it's kind of that distinguished look.
it's a
And,
distinguish
I, of
a
course, have
gray
gotten
fox.
Botox many times throughout, my life, but I mean, I go years and years without getting it because I feel like you, where, sometimes when it's a little too smooth and puffy on a man's forehead, it just doesn't quite look right. So I am lucky enough to go to one of my best friends, Aaron and Michelle at Perfection Skin Clinic in
Woo, shout out.
Calgary, Alberta.
They're amazing.
Like, it's amazing because when you go for these things, you don't wanna go and have everybody notice. You wanna be like, "Oh my god, like, Keith got a real good night of sleep last night." Like, you know what I mean? You don't want it to be and that's why,
Totally.
like, why I've had experience with it and I've gotten too much. I like to leave wrinkles in my forehead and movement because I just don't think that looks right. It just looks funny.
I agree.
But I
I
don't want a
mean
ton of wrinkles, so I do get a little.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think, like which is such a double standard, but I do think men can age easier than
I
women,
know.
unfortunately. Yeah, I
I
hate
know.
that, but
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, but it's all about the skincare. So, like, I actually have a few things that I'd love to share on, like, some of the like, my favorite products that help me with kind of rejuvenation in my skin. I'm
Ooh.
using right now I just started a new line, it's the ZO line, so I'm doing a whole regimen, and I've been doing it for 2 weeks, and I've actually really noticed a big difference. It's a line, but,
And how many steps?
there's probably 5 steps for morning and different ones for night. Like, night, I'm doing
Okay.
a retinol, which,
Yeah.
again, if you're not using a retinol or something like that, you should be at our
I'm
age.
not.
Oh, you absolutely need a retinol in your routine. Start
Okay.
out
I don't
slow,
have a
don't do it every
routine.
day. Well, we're
Shoot.
getting you on a routine.
Okay, let's do it.
So I recently went to a facial for a facial. I like to pamper myself. I actually went to do a really cool treatment I want to talk about in a second today. But I'm holding up this little sponge for those of you that can't see my video, and it's by Spa Cells, and it's called a facial sponge, and you can find it on Amazon. I'm sure I got ripped off when I got it at my at my spa, but it's just like it's a it's microbial, so it's not. And you just use it every night with your cleanser, and it and then there's a body one, so there's a mitt one, so that and there's actually I think you can get
Oh,
them
so it's
both.
kind of like a little mitt, like exfoliant?
Exfoliant, and your skin, your cream, and everything absorbs so much better into into your body after you use this. Like I gave everyone this for Christmas, all my girlfriends,
Okay,
because
so what is it again? Say it one more time.
Supercore Spa Bath Mitt is the one for your body,
Okay.
and Spa Cells Facial Sponge, and you can get them on Amazon, and they are it's the dumbest. You're gonna look at it and go, "This is so silly," but you can do it with any of your skincare routines, and
Ooh.
it is awesome. So that's
Well,
my
for my new
first.
routine, I'll have to get one.
I'm gonna get you. And the other one I want to talk about is sunscreen. You kind of mentioned it earlier. If you're not wearing sunscreen every day, you're doing yourself a disservice. And I got my makeup done a few weeks ago for something, and my makeup artist turned me on to this Super Goop glow screen. It has a bit of a shimmer. This is for women, so Keith, this wouldn't be for you, but for all you women out there, put this underneath your foundation. You will have just a little drop. Again, you can get this on Amazon. I think they sell it at Sephora, but you can. And
Ooh.
yeah, it's really, really good. Supergoop glow screen. It's my favorite thing I'm loving right now. And I live in the south. I'm in the sun, but even if you don't wear sunscreen every day, it will help you.
Um,
Okay.
Sorry, do you know what that reminded me of when you're like, "Not for you, Keith," is when we lived together, and remember I used to use your bronzer to give myself a little tan,
Yeah.
and then one time you were already at work, and we went down to the bar that you were working at, and I'd use your bronzer to give myself a tan, and then I come down there, and I'm under the lights, you're like, "Keith, you're so did you use my sparkly bronzer?" I was all sparkled, but I just used to use it just for a little tan, you know?
Yeah, there was the sparkly and the matte. Get the matte. There is a matte screen also. So if you want a little bit of just the
Mm.
matte screen, yeah, super good. Okay. I have two more things of favorite, unless this is boring.
Okay, I
Okay.
love that.
The other one is a makeup trick, a makeup hack. We'll get into makeup, but first of all, women over 40, ditch the full coverage foundation like we used to use. I used to use the MAC one, and it was like super super coverage. Go to more of a sheer. The one that I'm using right now that I really really love is by Anastasia, and it's
Of course.
it's the luminous foundation, but it's light and it has a bit of a shimmer to it. And people ask me all the time about my foundation, and I've never had that before. So it's light enough that it won't cake your face after 40. You've got to be careful because our faces are changing. So, Anastasia, luminous foundation, do it. And then the last thing, and we'll move on, is
Okay.
we're all about a contour over here, and this contour stick by Mario is the best thing I've ever bought in my entire life to contour. It's like I can do my face and makeup in like 2 seconds. It
And that's when,
comes in
of
a little
course,
stick.
when you put all those lines on your face and, like, it gives
Yeah, and
you
it gives you some depth into your face,
yeah.
so if you do contour, this is a game changer for me. You don't have to use a brush, or like, you don't have to apply it. You just kind of stick it on. It's awesome. So
And
those are
that's
my
Kim
things.
K's makeup artist.
It
Makeup
is
by
Kim K's.
Mario.
I love
Okay,
his
see, I know that.
brushes. Yeah, he's got a really great line if you're looking for something for really good makeup. I do have one more thing here too, and it's
Okay.
it's actually unisex, so you can even
Okay,
like
I'll add
this.
it to my new routine.
It's deodorant. It is Salt and Stone deodorant, and it smells like that Santal smell. Do you know that
Yeah, yeah,
Santal?
yeah.
I'm probably saying it wrong. If you love that smell, this is
Oh,
like
I, like, leaned in to take a smell.
this is a like just my girlfriend turned me on to it a couple weeks ago, and I'm obsessed with it.
Ooh.
Yeah, I got it now. It's on like my subscribe and Amazon. Sultan and Vetiver. I'm probably saying that wrong, but try it if you're looking for something outside of the normal deodorant. This is the bomb. Okay,
Okay.
that's all my favorite hits this week, Keith.
Subscribe and save is my favorite thing on
Okay.
Amazon. Like, I
Right.
get all my toiletries and, like, they're, like, $10 cheaper than, the drugstore or grocery store. It's crazy.
But don't you hate when you start bulking up and you're like, "Oh my god, I have so much of this. I can't fit
No,
it
I
into
open
my"
up, I have a little organized closet. I feel like a Costco. I'm like, "Okay, I've got some more." But yeah, sometimes you have to slow them down, but you can get them every second month, whatever you're
Yeah,
getting.
totally. Yep, no,
Um,
I do that a lot.
okay, well, thank you, Glory. Like, this is gonna keep secure our number 1 spot on the fashion and beauty. Thank you very much.
I know it was a lot today, but I just wanted to show as we're talking about aging, it really is important to, like, get the right products and do the right things or, or
Yeah,
not.
okay.
And that's the difference. We're at the age you're gonna go one way or the other, so I'm gonna fight it as long as I can.
Absolutely, and I think everybody wants to, but at the same time, be you, embrace yourself, and love yourself no matter what
Agreed.
skin you're in, but obviously get a routine, okay? I'm getting on that tonight.
I'm sending you a list.
So our Ask Us Anything, Glory, has to do a little bit with, aging this week.
Oh god.
Our first one is an interesting question. It's like, if you had any advice to give to your younger self, what would it be?
Well, in aging, I think I already told you, stay out of the tanning bed. Like,
Mm,
definitely
or
just
the
stay out of the
sun,
sun.
tanning bed, yep,
Yeah. Wear the hat. I know it's not, put
yep.
on the sunscreen. I'm telling you, you will thank yourself
Paris
later.
and Kathy Hilton have been saying that for years, and I
Yep.
mean, look at their skin.
Yep. What about
Um,
you?
oh,
What's
my
yours?
advice to my younger self would be, you know how you walk around and you have these insecurities, whether it's like my baby finger's too long or my earlobes hang low, or,
Yeah.
and you walk around and you're just worried, oh my God, people are going to notice this. People are going to notice this. Nobody's noticing anything because they all have their own thing and they're all in their own head. Like they all have, oh my God, like my nose has this, my ear, so like, I don't know. I wish somebody would have told me like, nobody cares as much about you as you
Then
do.
you.
So go and live your life and let that freak flag fly.
It's so funny. I just presented to a women's group yesterday. I did a fireside chat, and that was one of the pieces of advice I gave to them. Like, when you have a meeting or you're like you're like, oh, I really, everyone does it, right? Oh,
Yep.
I should have done this or I messed up. And you're at home reliving it for like, I usually do, and I do it too,
Yep.
even, at my level. And no, my advice was like, nobody else has thought twice about it but you,
Yeah.
right? Like everyone's moved
No
on.
one's thinking about you more than you.
Right.
Nobody
Yep.
cares. They've got their
Nobody
own
cares.
stuff.
Yep. No, I agree.
Okay, good one. The next one, what's one wish you have for your 75-year-old self?
Mm, I hope I'm in good, like, internal health, right? Like, I feel
Yeah.
like I think, the next couple decades, it's about taking care of not only your out, you got to be your physical and your interior, like mental health, your mobility,
Yeah.
your wellness. Like, that's super important so that you can get out. Like, I want to live a long time and I want to retire probably sooner than later. And I want to go experience
Yeah.
life and want to be able to be able to do that. Right. So keep
100%.
moving. I think movement is really important. I need, you know, health, wealth. Health
Yeah.
is wealth.
Yeah, my advice to my 75-year-old self would be, or not, my wish for when I'm 75 would be that I'm wealthy and in the heat. Snowbirding somewhere, okay?
Come to
With
live
a
in
lot of money.
you can live in my pool house. Come on down.
Right. Okay. And I think our last one, I think we've kind of talked about it, but maybe you could name something else. But what is one thing you do daily that you think improves your mental health and your physical health?
I mean, it's the obvious, right? Get good rest,
Sunscreen.
sleep,
Yeah.
well, sunscreen, but lots of water, which I don't do enough of. I actually am
Yeah.
saying that, but I'm like guilty of that. I need to do better at drinking more water.
Me too. But
Yeah,
there
but
is
all those
water in
things help.
Diet Pepsi, right?
I don't think so.
Really? Well, why is it so
Well, I'm
wet?
sure there is. I'm sure there is, but I don't know if that's the same. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's like it's wellness. It's go, get the rest.
Yeah.
Eat healthy. I try to really watch what I eat these days. But
I mean, we try to.
yeah.
Yeah, I think for physically and mentally both, of course, physically like working out and all that stuff and all that super fun stuff. But I mean, staying young mentally is just to me having fun,
Yeah.
laugh, like having belly laughs and
Yeah.
like, just living life still. Like, Clint Eastwood has that saying, "Don't let the old man in." And
Mhm.
like that resonates with me because feel like I'm gonna be like young at heart forever.
You know what? Like, I've talked to my stepfather about this, but when, like, you're getting older, but you don't feel like you're older, like,
Yeah,
that's how I feel right now. Maybe that'll change as I get older, but,
I
like,
know.
I'm
Until
45, but I
like
don't feel like it.
until a server comes up at a restaurant and you're like, "That kid is allowed to serve? How old are you?" And they're like, "23." I'm like, "Oh my god." Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, no, but like I say, I'm glad we're embracing our age and, defying it at the same time.
I think we're fine wine, Kiki. We get better with
Honestly, like,
age.
maybe we'll have to share some pictures of us in high school,
Please
but
don't.
I do feel like we look better now.
I think so too. We're definitely fine
Yeah,
wine.
and
Yeah.
we're definitely more fun and yeah, and I'm glad we're aging together, Glory. So,
Agreed.
cheers
Cheers to you. This
to
has been great.
aging not so gracefully, okay?
Here's to fighting it till the day I die.
Anyway, everybody, thanks for tuning in again. Once again, it means a lot and it helps us out a lot if you review, rate, share, leave a comment, but downloads especially are the thing that gets us on the charts.
You know your challenge. 3
Okay.
shares to 3 of your friends. Please, 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 for Kiki and Gogo.
I mean, I'm
Thank
raising
you.
my expectations. Share it with 10. Share it with 10.
I'm starting at 3. 3 a week. Okay.
Thanks,
Thank
everybody.
you.
We will see you next Tuesday.
Bye.